Let's dive into a story today. It's a simple one, really, but it holds up a mirror to a choice we all face, probably more often than we even realize. You know how we tell ourselves that some lies are no big deal? They're just harmless, a little social grease to keep things running smoothly. But what if we stopped and really asked ourselves, what's the actual cost of a so-called small lie? So let's meet Hana. She's the kind of person you probably know. Maybe you even see a bit of yourself in her. She's kind, she's smart, everyone likes her. But she's got this one little habit, this seemingly tiny flaw.
And there it is. That's the reason, right? The justification we all use. I'm just trying to avoid trouble. It's not a big deal. It feels like the easy way out, the path of least resistance.
So on the outside, everything in Hana's life seemed just fine. But inside, well, that was a different story. Something was starting to feel heavy, kind of like this low hum of anxiety that she just couldn't shake. And that, right there, is the hidden price of those harmless little lies. And if you break it down, that invisible weight isn't just one big thing. Oh no, it's a million little things. It's the mental energy of trying to remember which story you told to which person. It's that constant nagging feeling that the truth might slip out. It's actively dodging conversations just in case. It is absolutely exhausting. You can just picture this moment, can't you? A simple, everyday conversation suddenly turns into a high-stakes memory game. Her mind just starts racing. Wait, what did I tell them last time? It's a perfect example of the mental gymnastics you have to do all day, every day. It's a full-time job.
And, every story like this has one, a breaking point. For Hana, this is it. This is the moment where all that internal pressure, that invisible weight she's been carrying, finally spills over into the real world.
So what finally gets to her? It wasn't someone yelling or some big punishment. It was something much quieter. It was seeing the disappointment in the eyes of people she really cared about. That slow crumbling of trust, well, that hurt way more than any loud argument ever could. Wow. Just listen to that for a second. It's so simple, isn't it? So quiet, but it hits like a ton of bricks. It's not even an accusation. It's just a fact, a statement about a much simpler path she could have chosen. And that one sentence changes everything. And in that quiet space that followed, Hana really started to think. It wasn't some lightning bolt moment. It was more like a slow dawning, as all the pieces she'd been ignoring finally clicked into place. And here's the core of it, the big light bulb moment. The very thing she was doing to make her life easier was actually the source of all the stress and all the complications. It was the complete opposite of what she thought she was achieving. So what does she do? She makes a decision. And look at this plan. It's so clear. It's not just, I'll stop lying. It's about accepting the tough parts, that initial discomfort, the consequences. And notice that last point. She's looking for relief, not some impossible idea of perfection. That's key. All right, so with this new game plan, Hana's world starts to change. This next part of the story is all about what happens when you finally choose that harder but more honest path. And of course, the first test comes along pretty quick. She messes up, and instead of covering for it, she just owns it. She says, yes, I made that mistake. And she's probably bracing for the worst, right? But the response she gets is totally unexpected. Not anger, just thank you for being honest. That one moment must have completely flipped her world upside down. So after all the fear, all the anxiety, all the mental calculations, what's the one single feeling that washes over her in that moment? Relief. Just pure, simple relief. That invisible weight she'd been carrying around for so long, poof, gone. And the changes in the long run were even more profound. That constant fear of getting caught, it just evaporated. Her mind felt lighter, clearer. And her relationships, they didn't just go back to normal, they actually got stronger because now they were built on something real, trust. So let's zoom out from Hana's personal story for a second. What's the bigger lesson here for all of us? What did she really learn about the nature of truth itself? When you lay it out like this, the choice is pretty stark, isn't it? On one side, you have a life built on lies, which always leads to broken trust, more fear, and just a heavy feeling. And on the other side, a life built on truth, which leads to trust, safety, and a beautiful kind of simplicity. They're two completely different ways of being.
And that brings us to the heart of it all. This is the big takeaway from her entire journey. That moment of discomfort when you have to say something difficult, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing compared to the daily grinding effort it takes to live with a lie day in and day out. So in the end, it really boils down to this one question. Not just for Hana, but for you, for me, for all of us. What do we want more? The temporary comfort of an easy lie, or the lasting peace that only comes from living in the truth? That's the choice we're all left with.